Okay, so apparently we're having a pay-per-view at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast. I get it's in Saudi Arabia, but it's going to be a little off-putting. But let's make some predictions. Welcome, everybody, to the Night of Champions 2025 edition of the Announce Table. My name is Mike DeSanto. I am your esteemed wrestling fan and host here at Cinco Squad. Thank you for joining me. Going to make some predictions for Night of Champions, and I want to give a special shout out before I get out of here afterwards. But first, let's get to Night of Champions at 1 o'clock in the afternoon over in Saudi Arabia. First matchup, we're going to have Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross, and I cannot be happier that Karrion Kross is finally getting another pay-per-view singles match. He deserves it. I hope this is the beginning of him kind of getting pushed at least a little bit, getting a better storyline. I see the seeds of what they're planting as far as what he can do, but I really want to see it start moving forward before it gets a little too stagnant. With that in mind, I think Sami Zayn is actually going to take the loss here. I think it'd be better if Karrion Kross got the win, even if you want to make it by way of, I don't know, maybe a Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker attack as far as, them continuing a storyline of fighting Sami. But I think Karrion Kross deserves a win here. I think it would catapult him into, more credibility when it comes to his character and where they could take his character from here. Next up, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. And honestly, I'm looking forward to it as a match just because a street fight's going to be fun. I think both of these women are very talented. I'm just tired of the story. Like, when we don't know what to do with Rhea until she gets back into the women's title picture, are we just going to keep having her face members of the Judgment Day? Because that means in a couple months, she's going to face Roxanne Perez for some reason unbeknownst to us. But yeah, can we just keep, at this point, Rhea and Raquel away from each other, Rhea away from the Judgment Day? Let the Judgment Day story with Roxanne and Raquel and Liv and all that happen. The probable separation with Finn and Dom into two separate entities, I think, is what's going to happen. Can we just have that be the self-contained storyline and not necessarily keep putting Rhea involved? I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion, but, the Rhea Liv thing got old. I'm already tired of the Rhea Raquel thing because Raquel was involved with the Rhea Liv thing for most part. Rhea deserves a win here. I mean, I can't see them having her take a loss, so Rhea gets the win. Jacob Fatu defending his United States title against Solo Sikoa after he finally turned on Solo at Money in the Bank, the famous I Hate You Solo. I loved it. I love the way they did it. And I love that this match is happening. You can't take the belt off of Jacob. It's not time yet. Yes, I think Solo could be a credible U.S. champion. I think he could end up taking the belt off of Jacob at some point, but not now. It's too fresh in the reign. You're trying to build Jacob up as this unstoppable, Samoan bulldozer, for lack of a better term. Shout out to Umaga, R.I.P. But you just can't have Jacob taking a loss. At minimum, if you don't want Solo to take a loss here, if you want to build him up too, have it be a draw, interference, what have you, so that Jacob keeps the title, but nobody loses. Next, I'm going to go to the King and Queen of the Ring finals. We'll do the Queen of the Ring first. It's Asuka versus Jade Cargill. I mean, I would love to see Asuka win. Asuka just came back. I'm very happy to see her back. She's extremely talented. She's meant a lot to the women's roster. But man, they're just going to keep pushing Jade, aren't they? I want Asuka to win. I'm really going to be rooting for Asuka to win, but Jade gets the win here. I think she's going to be Queen of the Ring, especially because they've set it up where, for those that don't know, the stipulation for King and Queen of the Ring is they're not only King and Queen of the Ring, but they get a title shot with their brand's world champion. In this case, it makes too much sense to have Jade win and have her face Naomi, kind of get back to the Jade Naomi story before we get to the Naomi Bianca story that I think is coming as a longer term story, probably going into next year's WrestleMania. Whether Jade will win the title after that I don't know. But I think that's what makes sense the way they've built it, even though I would love to see Asuka win. King of the Ring tournament final is going to be great. It's the mentor versus mentee type thing we've been waiting for. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, they're both baby faces. It's going to be a very respectful King of the Ring final, I think. And I think Cody wins. I think it would be cool if Randy won, but I do think Cody's the one to take the belt off of Cena. I think Cody is the one to do that, and so he should win King of the Ring, even though I'm not going to be mad if Randy wins. And I think, like I said, it's going to be a respectful kind of ending where Randy will probably shake his hand and maybe give him an RKO for good measure, but all in fun. He's going to be smiling, and nobody's going to get mad at him. He's not going to turn heel. Main event has to be, since they put the tagline "the last time is now," even though that's been the tagline for Cena's entire thing, so I don't know why you have to use it for a specific pay-per-view, especially because it's not the one that's in December, which is apparently going to be completely centered around the fact that it's his last match. It's John Cena versus CM Punk. I was really hoping for this at SummerSlam to throw it back to when they faced each other at SummerSlam years and years ago. It feels like yesterday, but it was over a decade ago. But I'm a big Punk fan. I'd love Punk to win here. I think he deserves one more run with a world title. I think he will get one. It is not here. I think Cody is the one to dethrone him. But in this case, I feel like it's going to be a thing where Punk gets screwed out of winning by way of Rollins trying to cash in. Because I think, and I'll say this now, I think the ultimate cash-in is at Saturday night's main event after the Gunther Goldberg match. I think that's when Seth cashes in and wins the world title. But I think here, he's going to try to cash in or just plain screw Punk out of winning the title. Cena winning nothing, retaining in no clean way, it seems, as typical heel work. I think this is going to be a great match. I just think it ends in some sort of shenanigans where Punk gets screwed out of winning the title. Eventually, he can come back, challenge either Cena or Cody for it, and win the title, and maybe go into next year's WrestleMania, fully main event next year's WrestleMania as a world champion. I would love to see that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen at this pay-per-view. I'm tentatively excited about it. I think the matches are good. We'll just see how the production is and the fact that it's in the afternoon and how that affects things for us over in the States versus people in Saudi Arabia. But I think these are good matches. I think it's going to be a good show. But like I said earlier, before I get out of here, since those are my predictions, I did want to shout out something I was thinking about. Talk about King and Queen of the Ring. Queen of the Ring, very new compared to the King of the Ring. My favorite Queen of the Ring has been Alexa Bliss, but I wanted to talk about one of my favorite Kings of the Ring that I think was an underrated gimmick as King and could have had a lot of mileage to it if they had allowed it to happen, and that's King Barrett. I was always a big Wade Barrett fan. Well, I shouldn't say always. Early in the Nexus thing, I didn't see it, but eventually, his in-ring work got better. I think when he got the bullhammer instead of the wasteland, that was a better finisher. He grew on me as a talent, and I was really excited to always see Bad News Barrett, King Barrett, all that. I think he did a great job, and he's a great commentator now. So, Wade, you're phenomenal. I'm a big fan of yours. And I think King Barrett had a lot of mileage that it didn't get to see, a lot of potential. And that's because, first off, he's British, so King fits. Plus the name King Barrett, it just sounds good with the bullhammer as a finisher, and you could parlay like the Bad News Barrett thing into him giving royal decrees, royal judgments on people like a British king, and you could really pin the old history between Great Britain and the U.S. against each other, and how he would be a tyrant of a monarch, as King George was seen in the American Revolution days. And I just think there's a lot you could have done with it where he might have been a world champion. I would have loved to have seen Wade Barrett, King Barrett, Bad News Barrett, whatever, get a shot at the world title. I don't understand why they kind of fell out of love with him. Maybe someone can explain in the comments, but I was always a big King Barrett fan. I would love to see him get back in the ring. I know that's not on his, agenda right now. Maybe someday. It would be kind of cool to see. But that's it from me here at the Announce Table 2025 Night of Champions Edition. Let me know what you're going to think of the show, where you're going to be watching it from, what snacks you're going to have, all those kinds of things, because, we're all wrestling fans, and I love to hear how wrestling fans are enjoying their pro wrestling. Stay tuned for more content. I'll be back with even more wrestling content covering, live tweeting Follow us at Cinco Squad Pod 05. Go back and check out our NBA Draft live show. It was a lot of fun. We had some fun guests, friends of the show that were on. Herb and Raj, Idris, Fonz. It was a great time. So go back and check that out. Stay tuned for our main show. Cinco Squad will be back to a normal episode next week. And I will see you all next time at the announce table.